Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's been a long time. Well, I'll probably say this again later when more people come in, but I want y'all to know that um, you're the inspiration for why I even came back today. So I know I said that my absence was all about March Madness, but that wasn't exactly true. So this past weekend is the worst for me of all year. I know some of you know that my husband passed away when I was 25. Um, that happened on the 28th of March. And then my mother passed away on the 29th of March, which also happened to be my father's birthday. So it is one of the worst times of the year for me. And what's I do this every year. I forget about it, forget about it, forget about it. But my internal clock knows that it's happening, and I want to sleep more, just be to myself more, and it's like I forget that that's coming every year. I don't know why I do that. Maybe it's because I don't want to think about it. So, no, it's okay. You guys don't have to say sorry. So, March Madness gets it out of my head. Because once I realize I'm there, it's a sad place for me to be. Um, so, yeah, it's a lot on that one particular weekend. I love you guys too. And so I even struggled to watch Scammers. Y'all didn't see me all over the place. But it's been wild. Don't get me wrong. Where I've come to a couple of places and it's been crazy. But I want y'all to know, without y'all, I still wouldn't be here. I'm gonna keep it 100%. I still wouldn't be here today. I'm gonna show y'all the grid, but I want you guys to know that the grid is only a sampling of who I'm going to talk about. Now, I'm going to say this now as well. When it comes to Amanda Lawson, I didn't put her on the grid, but I created a page for her. Because I know a lot of people have wanted me to talk about her. Wait a minute. Oh, Brenda, I'm so sorry. My condolences, my dear. My condolences. So, your April is my March. So if she's somebody that you've been following and watching, Amanda Lawson, please come up and talk about her, because I'm struggling to watch her. I'm gonna be honest. But maybe if I know a little more, it'll be a little bit easier. But just watching her sit there, not my cup of tea. Okay, I see you. But she's not going to come up first. So, everybody like the live, share the live, let everybody know we're here. If you're a member of the team, hit the daily heart me. If not, stick around. If you like what you hear, hit the daily heart me. Gifts are appreciated but not expected. I would do this regardless. Good morning, Skittles. Oh, maybe she didn't mean to. Okay. Yeah, I haven't even shown the grid yet. Okay, so the grid. On the grid today, I have Maggie Foster, but for some very specific reasons. Then I have Tim and Angela again for a very specific reason. Alexander again for a very specific reason. Like these are not going to be long drawn out conversations. And then I don't know if y'all saw Damika's crash out, but we have to talk about it. And we have to talk about it because y'all remember when she came in my box and I tried to give her a little advice and she was like, I don't understand why y'all talk. We gonna talk about it. And then my holy roller is back. And I have a lot to say about that. Wait, hold on, what? I'm sorry, that was the AI summary. Then we have Rachel, JPaul, of course, Auntie Rita, and then Kristina Test. I swear that girl uses the ER like her personal concierge doctor. Like, girl. So, who do I want to start with? I'm going to start with Alexander. And okay, I'm not going to waste any time. Y'all see Alexander up at the top. I didn't pull his photo for some reason, or at least I can't find it right now. So, Alexander was having a conversation with his chat and thought it was a good idea to discuss Kelly, one of his baby mamas. Mind you, Kelly has been a huge supporter of his, but according to him, she's good for 2 weeks and then she falls off the rails. Well, if you had a baby daddy that acted like you, I might fall off the rails too from time to time. But that's not the part that pissed me off. Alexander's logic is that Kelly is taken care of by her parents. And these are his words. And if the kids need diapers or something, the neighbors will buy it. That she doesn't take care of herself at all. So why would anybody expect him to take care of the kids when he has to take care of himself? Excuse me, Alexander? First of all, you're not taking care of yourself. You have women in your chat taking care of you, and now you have this girlfriend that happens to live in a hotel taking care of you, while you sit there with a little notebook that somebody else probably purchased for you, and you come up with ideas. You know what I say? If you're not making money at it, it's a hobby. You writing in a notebook ideas is great. You can do that on your time off. Go get a job, Alexander. And just because her and her family, however they decide to do it, take care of your kids, that's just the first half. You, sir, are supposed to pay the other half. You laid down and made them, so you need to get up and take care of them. And the fact that there are people in his life listening to this, women listening to this, and just letting it go blows my mind. Because we all know if it was the woman If they were his baby mama, they wouldn't see it that way. Well, I'm sure Kelly and her fans didn't like it, because the next thing I know, before I can even type anything, he got discontinued. So that was the end of that for me, and I was hoping that was the end of that for him for that day. I even got Tank Lipp discontinued for about an hour, because he thought that it would be. First of all, y'all, did y'all see my UConn men yesterday? One time before, the UConn men and women won the championship in the same year. I'm praying they do it again this year. Okay, that's a side note. Tank Lipp thought it would be a good idea to draw pictures of women's parts and try to sell them, talking about they'll have value because he's going to sign them. Are you kidding me, Tank Lipp? Do you think your existence is that big that people want to do that? It was disgusting. I mean, we all know he's disgusting anyway, but the fact that people feed into that blows my mind. Okay, let's see. Yes, the Huskies. Yes. Who? Okay, I'm going to do Tim and Angela now, because what I have to say about him is, again, brief. So this is some days ago. And because I haven't been live, I need to adjust it. I need to address it right now. We all know that I had a very respectful, polite conversation about Tim and Angela, and Tim in particular, being modified to look like a cross-dresser, or him being in a tutu. But I don't need your backhanded compliment, Tim. I don't strive for that. I just tried to hold myself and the people that I care about to a standard, so that we can't be seen as doing something that I think is below it's below what we need to do to bring, God, I'm not going to say that word, exposure to your nonsense. But I've been talking about it for I don't know how long. But he must have been listening to this particular live. Or no, I'm not even going to say that. He's heard every time I've said it. He's heard about it. But he waited until he could give me a backhanded compliment to say something about it. Of course I didn't shame you. That's what I mean. He used it as a backhanded compliment because he didn't want to actually give me any credit. But when the cross-dressing photo came out, I said something. But he didn't say anything then. Because in that time, I said, we don't have to reduce ourselves to this. Thank you. We don't have to reduce ourselves to this in order to bring the light and shine it directly on his head. But when I was in their live, I must have said something like, it gives them the excuse. And it does. Every time somebody goes in and trolls and says something mean, the assumption is that it is us, and then it gives them a storyline. I'll give you an example. Black Mamba was live, and let's not talk about his crash out, because his crash out was crazy. And I might just spread love. What are you talking about? We don't talk about y'all in here. So why are you in here doing any of that? Huh? He probably got it behind the scenes. They're going to beg for it today, because they go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you have beef with somebody and it's not me, go to your live and talk about it, or go to their live and talk about it. But there'll be no checking anybody in my live, and then you can run back and say, I said in digital live, because that don't matter here. Y'all know how I feel about that. Everybody has a platform. Go live and deal with it yourself. Don't bring it in here. Y'all should know me better than that by now. So, Tim's conversation to his chat was, Digital said something, but she said it was only because it gives us an excuse, and she didn't say anything about fat shaming and I have, Tim. But when I was saying that, you wouldn't give me the compliments. You wouldn't give me the compliment. You waited until you could say that I said it before the wrong reasons to say it. But I love when I'm calling you out for being a liar, I'm a bad person. I try to play it straight down the middle, Tim. Oh, I was about to tell y'all about Black Mamba. So he had an amazing crash out. Like, the stuff that he told us while he was drunk the other day was insane. And I'm not even going to repeat it. I'm sure Scam Slam and other people have it posted on YouTube. It was insane, the stuff he was saying while he was drunk the other day. But he came back on live yesterday, looking for money for food as usual. Like, what's new about that? And there were people in his chat talking about something about they gave his information to their uncle and they're going to find out. He's going to find out tomorrow. Mind you, a 00 account. And then they called him a P3DO. I'm sorry. That's not something to joke about. That's not something to throw in somebody's face unless it is true. And if you're going to throw that in somebody's face, I better see video or whatever of proof of that. It is absolutely outrageous. And I personally feel like this is people on the fringes of us who are mean girls and boys who utilize the people we've brought attention to be mean and nasty. And what is he supposed to think? He's going to assume that it's us. And of course the person didn't have any proof. They couldn't say anything. They're like, you'll find out tomorrow. Well, if your uncle is big and bad, why are you on a 00 account? And I mean 0 followers, 0 following. You just created this a second ago. And that's why those of us who want to do it for the right reasons have to have a standard. Because there are people who are now coming out who don't have one. They'll say anything, do anything because they're getting their jollies off. And then all of us will be lumped in together. So, Tim, if it has to be backhanded, keep it to yourself. Yeah, it is to get attention to, all for one. But let it be to them or their child or their parent, and they'll want to burn the whole country down. It's ridiculous. Let's do Medina real quick. Medina, stay out of my comment section because you only making yourself look stupid. First, she said we're making her famous. How are you famous with 20 people in your chat? Like, you just want to see your name in a comment section. And y'all know I don't delete any of the comments, whether they're here or on YouTube. I don't care. Comment. Have your way with it. But then she made it. What I said to her in return was famous or infamous. And do you know the difference? Because, girl, all that money you've gotten from people, and yet you've managed to figure out a way to stay with 2 family members. Because let's not forget, you were at your grandmother's house, had a job, but because your grandmother wouldn't let Claudia come, you try to make it sound like your grandmother threw you out. No, she gave you a choice. And you had every right to be like, listen, I have a job, I have a home. Claudia isn't even here. She is all the way in Houston. So you work on your days off. You could have gotten a hotel room, saw Claudia, and then y'all go back your separate ways. But no, because you have gotten so accustomed to people on TikTok paying your way, you thought, well, I have a job, so I only need a little bit of money from TikTok, and then I can do what I want to do. Well, that didn't work out for you because once you see Claudia, y'all don't want to go nowhere. Claudia has never wanted you to have a job. And as long as you have people on TikTok to take care of you, it wasn't a problem. But this time it didn't work out for you so well, did it? Because people let you stay outside for a night. Even though I know you weren't outside, you were with Claudia. But you realized the money wasn't coming like it used to. I honestly think that she prefers to be unemployed and unhoused, thinking that it's going to make people take care of her. Well, when that didn't work, she ended up at her sister's house. And she kept making it seem like, and her sister came home, she had to leave. If her sister came home, she had to leave and find somewhere to go. Mind you, she did all of this. Remember, she did all of this because she wanted to get to Houston. Y'all remember? There's a shelter for me in Houston. There's a shelter for me in Houston. Got there, there was no shelter in Houston. But then last night, to me, it got ridiculous because she wanted $10 for her food to be delivered. What happened to the day when you didn't have the money, you didn't get it? If you didn't have the money for takeout, you just didn't get takeout. Do you think I should restart? I haven't gotten a warning or anything. Okay. Let's try again. Okay, Skittles. I don't care if I have to restart 35 times. I don't understand why people think that kind of thing is going to bother me. It doesn't. Oh, I like that name, Sparkles versus Scammers. Thank you guys for reposting, letting everybody know we came back. Yeah, I started to see it. And at first I saw you say it was lagging. But then I saw people saying there's a loop. Child, after my conversation yesterday afternoon, I anticipate some problems. That's okay. Give me an opportunity to drink some coffee. By the way, while we have time, so I told y'all my grandson was coming. Well, she then came with all five, the other four of her kids. And White Sox and Kira did not know what to do because we're talking 2 to 14 years old. It's 2, 4, 6, 10, and 14. White Sox has been whining since. He has been whining since. He was whining while the song was playing. That I'm surprised he's been quiet. He was whining while the song was playing. I mean, just whining for no reason. Okay, we're back at 200. So now she's at her sister's house. But when I started skipping, what I was saying was that there was a time when if you didn't have the money for the food or the delivery fee, you couldn't get it. The idea that now you can turn your light on and just be like, I order food, but I need $10 for delivery. Who could send me $10? Like, what are people on? And what's funny is they like to throw in our face the economy as if we're not living the same economy. Damika. Y'all remember her. She came in the box a few weeks ago, started off like really nice. And when she came in, before she could even say anything, I was like, listen, you got the house, you got the job. I'm proud of you. And she started off okay, but then decided to go left. And I had tried to say to her, like, listen, your interactions with people are a problem. Because the moment somebody doesn't do what you want them to do, you go off. As and she don't care that there might be rules, there might be regulations that dictate how people do it. If it don't happen the way Damita thinks it should happen, she loses her cool. Well, let me show you a picture real quick. This was Damika at her son's school. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. I went back and forth on this just a little bit, but it proves my point. I would want to protect my son, especially when he was in school, with every part of me. And this wasn't police handcuffs, this was the school's handcuffs, to be clear. But she went live the entire time after she was in the handcuffs. So she said that her son called her and said that girl stole his weed pen. I don't even know what that is, so I'm not going to make assumptions about it. And I guess it was three girls together. They bullied him or tried to, or hit him. I saw another video where she said they were holding him down so that one of them could get a brick and throw it at him. I'd lose my cool too. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't want to make that assumption, but thank y'all. So, why your son is in school with that is beyond me. And the fact that you don't have a problem with that, again, beyond me. He's in high school. That should be the last thing he should be worrying about. Hi, Samantha. This page is about exposing people who take advantage of others for money. If you stick around, you'll see I talk about many people so that people learn the strategies that these people employ to get your money. Thank you. Hello, hello. So, Damika used to be a beggar. But right now, I'm talking about her attitude. So, she goes up to the school before she knows even anything that happened. Really, just that phone call from her son. Which, again, I would have dropped everything and gone to the school too. What's going on? But she gets there, and these are her own words, and this is what I mean. When you get there, apparently you're supposed to sign your name and give them your ID. Does Damika want to do that? No. She's like, F that process. I want to see the principal. You done already started off wrong. What you mean? And that's what I mean. Even when there's a process she's aware of that makes sense for the school, because you got to remember, schools are soft targets now. So they want to know everybody on their premises, period. And it doesn't matter that they know who you are. There needs to be a record of it. But okay, so we done blown past through process one. Correct, Miss Coffee. It's a safety procedure. Right. I don't know if she sees it first or hears it first, but according to her, the security was holding her son down to the ground. And this is where I say I have a problem. Because if I thought my son was being manhandled, I'd run up too. But would I hit a grown man by myself? Probably not. I probably would have run over and been like, whoa, like, what's going on? And get your hands off my child. And I'd have called the cops myself, but not Damika. She ran up on them and started fighting them. Girl, let me just skip to the end. She ended up in the ER and she admitted they beat her and her son's ass. But that's one part of it. Once Damika was in handcuffs, mind you, now she's live on Facebook. She says one of the most vile things anybody could say. Because in the reverse, we would be marching and him singing. She says to a white woman, other than the other deplorable things she said, I hope all white people die. If that had been a white person that said that about black people, we would be marching in the streets, singing hymns, talking about you need to, like, your life needs to collapse. Why she thinks that she can do that and there be no repercussions blows my mind. Right. And then you run and get your phone on live and say it. The video is still up there. She was live for a half an hour. Again, I can understand you being pressed about your child. She told one of the security guards that he doesn't get any sex from women. Like, girl, you already in handcuffs. Calm down now. Mind you, her son's sitting right there. But I was floored at that statement. And then she's like, write it all down so that you can kick my son out of here so we don't ever have to come back. Do you have any idea how that kind of a record will follow him? It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. You literally will crash and burn down everything around you. Again, I'm not mad at a mother wanting to protect her child because I don't care how old they get, how big they get. When it's your baby, it's your baby. It's what you did after that. I mean, that was bad enough. Don't get me wrong. But it's what you did after that that has my mouth open. And this was literally the advice I was trying to give her the other day. So much worse. And then to say those things on live because you believe that the only people watching are people who look like you, as if we would find that acceptable to say. And it started off with, I hate y'all. And I was like, too far. And then when she said the next thing, I was like, girl. And then sometimes later, somebody else she got into it with while she was in the hospital, she was like, you think I care about that job? I got more than one job. Well, you better hope the people at your jobs don't see that. Yo, this new TikTok AI thing is pissing me off. Literally, they're giving me one person after another saying, this is a long time watcher and rising star in your life. Give them a shout out. It literally is doing it one person at a time. So that's all I'm seeing. Like, go away, AI. Please. It's embarrassing. Like, I literally have secondhand embarrassment. That's not how you conduct yourselves. And it's certainly not an example for your children, because you have black boys that need to learn how to de-escalate a situation. When everybody else is hyped, your sons need to know how to de-escalate, because if they don't, you'll be walking around with t-shirts with their picture on it and being mad. People won't tolerate that out of your sons. Not even a minute. Mind you, her son is sitting there calm as all get out at that point. Let's keep going. I just want to bring this up real quick. Why did somebody go into her chat and ask her why she has a filter that make her eyes look worse? And they got muted and blocked immediately. I remember saying that months ago, but it was a yellow hue that made her look jaundiced. Girl, stop it already. But I love when it comes full circle. And I love when they think I've stopped watching. I haven't. I just haven't been talking about you. And he's back with his GoFundMe and his wife, that even in the GoFundMe picture, you can barely see her. Like, there is something wrong. I don't know if it's religious. I don't know if it's her age. I don't know what it is, but there is something wrong. Oh, thank you, Sandy. There is something wrong. But he claims he did some work for a lady, and then the exchange was supposed to be a car. But that when he got the car he was in front of the hotel, it crapped out. And when he called the lady ghosted him. But he was supposed to do more work. But my question is this: you didn't take it for a test drive first? Because how are you leading a family? How are you the man of the house and you don't even know to test drive a car before you do anything? Thank you, Granny Annie. What are we doing? But guess where we're back? Oh, Sandy, thank you. They're becoming very creative with the gifts. What are we doing? But they're back with a GoFundMe. Who's surprised? I'm not. I just want to say this. I love people who pay attention to detail. Remember when he was standing in front of the police and he wouldn't even get off live because the police asked him to? But then he showed the paper as if that was supposed to scare us. But we got some detectives around here. Gigster, let me tell you, I was so upset the entire game. And when I saw that shot, let's say the kids went scattering. The cats didn't know what was going on in here because I lost it. And that's after watching the girls blow out UCLA earlier. Oh, it was amazing. Anyway, somebody did a screenshot. Why didn't he use Colton Lexus as his name? And why was everybody There wasn't any specific names because he didn't know any of them. But we're supposed to be shivering in our boots. Colton Lexus, or whatever name you go by now. Right, name was unknown. You gotta love it when it works. But he thought flashing that paper. Listen, keep going. All of these legal aid lawyers and police officers and the FBI, if you knew people as high up as you said you did, that's what you put on the paperwork? And he's like, and then the state is going to pick it up. And then they're going to go to your state. And then your state is going to pick it up. And then they're going to go to your local. You wasn't even smart enough to put any usernames down. Like, go to that. That was a scare tactic. Colton, that doesn't scare us. Okay, baby? He's a flare junker wannabe. Oh, wait, hold on. I know what calling BS wanted to come up for. I'm sorry, baby. Hold on. Which one do you want to talk about first?
I just wanted to speak on Damika.
Oh,
Oh, good
sure.
morning.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just a couple things I want to make clear. I was informed of this incident by someone in awareness. I went over to check on it. I have confirmed with people from the school. Um, Damika also does a thing where she does a recap in her mind as she smokes a blunt of what happened that day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she also mentions, I agree with everyone who is a parent. Yes, if you touched my child, I would go off. However, the school has informed me, someone at the school has informed me that the security was trying to detain the young man to to prevent any harm from himself or others. So he was actually going off just as bad as his mother was. His mother turned around,
Mm.
she saw this, and she jumped on one of the security officers.
Yes.
And that's when the handcuffs pursued. It also took 4 to 5 other security people just to get her down on the ground to be handcuffed. So
Correct.
so when she tells this story, she tells the story of, yes, it took all of you to get me and my son on the ground and to be detained.
As if that's something to be proud of.
Exactly. Once detained, they were taken into a separate part of the school, which I'm sure her mouth was heard all throughout the school. She was
Yeah.
circled and watched by security, administrative staff. They were waiting for the actual police to come at that point. During this time, being handcuffed, yes, she decided to go live. And as she went live, she made racial terms. She made sexual terms. She went around the room.
Yep.
And even to the security officer that was there that remembers her from coming up to the school and smacking her son. She also made a comment on the recap that I thought was very interesting. She said, they know my son and they know the schools he's been at before. They know what he's known for and they know what I'm known for too. So you know not
What?
to mess with me. Yes. Yes. Then she
Wow.
proceeded, once handcuffed, and she calls herself calming herself down. She proceeds to walk away from the camera, turn around, and shake her ass and
Mhm.
dance.
It was outrageous.
Once she has done that, she does one other thing that really I could not even understand. She then informed someone that she was going to spit on them if they came anywhere
Yes.
close to them.
It was the white woman that came in, the administrator. Soon as she
And you
saw her, she said,
and you
I'm
can
going to spit on you.
Yes, and you can hear the administrator come in with a calm demeanor,
Yep.
asking her, is there anything that we can do? Is there anything you need? And she then proceeds to go off. It was like a roller coaster ride,
Yep.
up and down of hatred.
It was insane to me. And I'm like you. If I saw somebody put hands on my child, I'd like to think that I'd react in a professional, calm, respectful manner, but I think I'm gonna walk up. And these guys were huge.
They
They
were
weren't
huge.
little guys. They were huge.
They were huge. There was a sister there that was in uniform from top to bottom, just waiting for her to jump, waiting. She was like, you could see it in her face, like, bring it on. Now, let me also make it very clear that everything has been videoed, so it is on video. And they
Yep.
are 100% in their right. They are pursuing charges.
Yep.
Now, in her recap, she says, and I'm telling you, she says this. I'm not sure I'm going to sue because they are kind of right. I jumped on the officer first.
But she went to the hospital so that she could
Yes,
start that process.
she went to the
And she even,
hospital.
yeah, and was live. This is the thing, live through it all. Not the fight, but the aftermath. While she's running her mouth, your son could get kicked out of every school, not because of him, but because of you.
Yes,
And
she
what
went.
about your other kids?
Right, she went to the hospital, but she did not
Yup.
stay. She
The
left.
first time she didn't stay.
Right. She could not wait. And then she went a day later, and where she has bruises across her forehead, on the side of her face. She claims her arm is hurting, claims her leg. People were asking about how is your son. She downplayed that and said he's okay, he's fine. No
Right.
mention of, and she does say, which is, I don't really remember too much that happened. I blacked
Yeah,
out.
but I blacked out. Yep, I wrote that down too. I wrote that down too. That she blacked out. And again, I understand seeing red because when it comes to when my son, listen, but I never lost myself to the point where I'm in handcuffs, he's in handcuffs. Like you have to, as the parent, you have to maintain some separation so that you understand what's going on.
Right. Right. And you have to also understand that now people are looking at your son like, oh, he got it from his mama.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. And then the other children, she doesn't teach any de escalating tactics whatsoever. And then she blamed them that they should have de-escalated it. But she didn't even know how to say de-escalate. She was like, you should have defuncted it or something like that. And I was like, girl.
So the other thing too is that, and I will not release where, this place is or whatever, but during this whole debacle and embarrassment, she is actually wearing the t-shirt of the
Where she
company
works.
that she
Yes.
works.
Wait, this is the other thing. She then told the people in her chat where she was, what school she was at, and told them to come break her out.
Yes. Yes, and at that point, the Facebook Lives, the Facebook's recordings that she has done has been sent a copy to that school for their records, and they have that. Um, Listen, I just want to make this very clear, and please don't take it personally if you do not see this video. I have it posted as friends only, and there is a reason. I value my friends only. I know that there's strictly awareness, and I did that for character, and that is it. It is not entertainment purposes. As a black woman,
Oh
I found this
no.
very embarrassing. Very embarrassing.
And the fact that she used all of those racial parts of it is like, again, secondhand embarrassment.
Exactly.
But because if it was the reverse, like I said, we be marching in the streets singing hymns, talking about how dare you, and we want you to lose all your jobs and everything to learn your lesson. But in the hospital, like I said, when somebody was like, you had your shirt on, whatever, she starts going off on them. Like, I don't care. I got more than one job. Girl, are you kidding me?
This was a
You need that
millionaire.
job to take care of your kids. And then when you can't pay the rent, we're going to be right back here again.
This was a millionaire that was on
Right.
DVD Live.
That's what she came up here and said, right? They
And I
don't.
ask
Little
that
kids don't
anyone,
act that way.
right, I ask that anyone that has access to the video that's on my friends list, please do not bother playing it on your live. You will be taken down immediately
Oh yes.
due to what is said on that video.
This was done on Facebook,
Yes,
where you
this was
can get
all
away
done
with
on
this
Facebook.
nonsense. This
All done
wasn't
on
on TikTok.
Facebook. All done on Facebook.
Yeah,
I did the one little clip because for March Madness, because it is madness, and
it is.
she wants to go viral. So I wanted to help her with that, just with the one little clip. But other than that, there's something seriously going on. Also, too, once we've had this conversation, let's just leave it alone. And I say that because she is now doxing people that she thinks she knows their full name and address, and they're not even correct on her page. She is putting
What?
out awareness people's names and addresses on her page that are not even correct. I'm not sure who the source is she's getting it from. She tried me, and she has no info on me except for maybe the region of the states that I live in. But I asked it, just leave her alone. She's not worth the bother. She's not worth the time.
Thank you for that calling BS, because that brings me to my next person.
Thank
I
you, everyone. Have a
appreciate
good
you
day.
coming up. Thank you. That brings me to my next person. I should have changed that because it's no longer Wastelander 101. Let me show you what her name is now. This is now her name. Digital Deceivers Karma. That's what, but you're making me famous. Like what? First of all, let me say it again. I am not the Chungus underscore Rachel account or the other Chungus Rachel account. I didn't even know they existed when I came across you, girl. I didn't have any idea. Oh, that's Damika. Would we like to start again? I know, right? I've made it. Why do they think that when we cover them, A, that we want to destroy their life, but B, that they're our first rodeo? They'd be like, they're bringing so much attention to me, girl. You would hate it if you were the only person I was talking about. Okay, nope. I'll start again. I don't care. Should we start again? No? Okay. I'm sorry, guys. All I'm seeing is give them a shout out. Give them a shout out. Give them a shout out. If I'm messing up for you, go out and come back in and see what happens. Okay. So she also thinks that she knows who I am and put out a picture of somebody who she thinks I am, or said that we knew each other because we have the same accent. I don't have an accent. Unless you want to consider being from the Northeast. I'm not from New York or Massachusetts where there's this strong accent. What are you talking about? But whatever. Where's your attorney? Since you know exactly where I am, where's my cease and desist letter from your attorney? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Because as I've said before, I welcome an investigation to any of these people. You want to try to come for me? I have notebooks of notes of the things you said and done to take advantage of other people. So please, let's go. Thank you, BS. I always forget to say that. So I don't even know where I want to start because I have so many notes. And how are you, my Karla? How are you, my Karla? So we remember that she went on vacation and came back. It was only a couple of days. And when she came back, she had an iPad. Oh, okay, girl. They brought you on vacation and gave you an iPad for what? But okay. And for somebody who was walking around talking about, I can't afford an Airbnb. I have to get a tent. I have $60. I could get a tent. Sure ended up in a really nice Airbnb. And like I told y'all, she told her chat she couldn't go to the South Side because it was dangerous to go to a food, not a food bank, a soup kitchen. But then stayed in an Airbnb on the South Side that somebody else paid for yet again. Yep, I'm going to do Amanda in a second. And then I'll let y'all have at it. So, she doesn't want to go to a hostel because she can't go live. Now remember, she's supposed to be pregnant, but I heard her say when she got back something about she wished her cyst would burst so she wouldn't be here anymore. Girl, if that is how you're feeling, then I need you to call somebody and have a conversation. That's not meant for TikTok. Okay? But let me skip ahead real quick. Because guess what happened to her yesterday morning? Out the blue. Her period came. So were you ever pregnant? Did you ever take a pregnancy test? Or did you throw that out there to make yourself seem even more vulnerable that your boyfriend left you and he left you pregnant? Because I remember when you were walking down the street talking about your body couldn't take this, that you had a baby to protect. And let's understand something. This isn't her first baby. That would have been her 5th baby. But you know you have a cyst after the fact? And that also means she couldn't have missed a period. But of course, what did she say to her people? My tampons are in the storage unit and I'm too far from the storage unit. Did you put them in there because you thought you were pregnant? Like, what woman does that? And especially in the first 3 months. And let's be clear, she has gone to dry begging. She actually said to somebody last night, can you believe that they're calling me out because I asked one time? One time? You're sitting in an Airbnb. And let me tell you this. She actually threatened everybody. She went live with a 19-year-old girl. For me, she's a girl. But she's an adult. She went live with her and then said, if anybody shows her face, she's coming for them. Well, if you're worried about her face being on TikTok, why are you live with her? Why are you live with her right now? Because the moment you put your face on camera and you're over 18, you are fair game. And believe me, I got the shot. I know exactly who you were talking to. But this is what was crazy. She decided to end it, that particular live, because she got a warning. You want to know what I think that warning was? So the 19-year-old was live with her. I guess it's called co-hosting or whatever. I don't even know. And she had her nephew in the background. No, she doesn't see her kids nor barely talk to them. Her nephew was in the background. The 19-year-old's nephew was in the background. All he had on was underwear. And she's showing him. Now, the 19-year-old is what I classify as young and dumb. Not stupid, like she's not smart, but just young, doesn't have a lot of life experience. Do you know what P3DOs do with that kind of exposure to a child? Yes, it is. Somebody pinned that. Because she got blocked out of her own account. Wait, where did it go? She got blocked out of her other account. I don't even know what she did. So she had to go to this yo-yo shop. Yo-yo. Wait. It's yo-yos. I thought it was yo-yos and hot dogs. It's yo-yos and something. That's not the account. Go back, go find it for me and come back. Because it's yo-yos and something. Anyway. Wait. Yes. King Oz. That's exactly who I'm discussing. So I know that she's gone. She first of all, she put her Venmo back in her account. Why did you take it out? You took it out because I was bringing attention to you, and then the moment you thought I wasn't, you put it back in. You know, this is my standard. When I know what you need, how much you need, and where to send it. Wait, I saw it. Yo-yos and hot dogs. Thank you, Andrea. That's her backup account. I don't know when she's getting her main back, but yo-yos and hot dogs is where she's been. Oh, and she shadow banned herself to nothing, by the way. And I said that to her a few days ago. I was like, keep blocking everybody coming in. No, that's no problem Disturbed doing. It's a very weird thing to read. She shadow banned herself to nothing. So now it's the trolls can stay. I told you, it doesn't matter who you block, I'm going to watch. It doesn't matter. And whoever you think I am, you've got it wrong. You're going to have to try a little harder. I won't even put the lady's photo up because she's nobody. Somebody asked her a question and she answered it. And so somehow that's us. And I am not Chungus_Rachel. I don't make accounts like that. If I'm going to talk about you, it's going to be on Digital's account. Why would I bother to make an account with your name to post things when I have this platform? And I'm talking to 430 people right now. Why would I bother? Come on now. I don't got time to manage those accounts. And let me be clear about something. I don't want her to leave TikTok. I want you to stop taking advantage of kind people. I want you to go get a job. So I told you guys that her new idea, oh, I don't know if I said this on this live. Her new idea is to go out into the subways of Chicago and ask people about how they feel. I don't know if your mental status could handle that, because she tried herself doing it without I don't know if she had her camera or not. I don't know. And someone told her to F off. Do you know how many people in Chicago are going to say that versus engage? You don't even have a real camera. And the microphone you purchased for it is already broken, along with the new selfie stick that you bought. Girl, go get a job. You are constantly talking about how you were a barista at Starbucks. You can't be a barista somewhere? But to her chat, as long as you are going to fund her, she's not going to get herself together, because she's already talking about living in a tent in the summer. For people not willing to go through the system, and she is childless at this point, so she's not going to get ahead of anybody. Does she think that suddenly she's going to get famous and then be able to bypass her homelessness? And what's so funny is when I first started talking about her, I was like, she's a little funny. She's a little quirky. Like, there's an audience for her. But stop taking advantage of people. And you want to know how I know she's still taking advantage of people? Because she's leaving this Airbnb and going to another one. That was yesterday. She was going to another Airbnb. Who paid for that? She's going back to the one where it's $60 for 2 nights. And it's shared accommodation. But it's an Airbnb that allows her to go live. Because a hostel, even though that would be cheaper, won't allow her to go live. Mind you, she had on the same clothes since she came back from New Mexico or wherever she was. She's a little funny and a little quirky. I said that from the gate. So now she's dry begging. She's just putting it out there. But y'all not questioning, why'd you tell us you were pregnant? Did you even take a pregnancy test? But it came right in the moment that she found out that her boyfriend was cheating. That feels like manipulation to me. And this is what's also funny. You think finding me is going to stop me? It won't. It won't stop me at all. But you haven't found me yet. If anything, that's going to push me harder. How about stop taking advantage of people? Just do that. And then I go away. Now, I'm going to put her up here. That's all I have notes beyond notes, but it's pointless because we know where we're going. But I thought it was cute that she made her name Digital Deceivers Karma because the only thing you did was introduce me to the people in your chat. And then maybe they'll come over here and hear me and realize that I'm not out to get you. I'm not out to destroy you. But stop taking advantage of people's kindness. Period. Anyway, I know that you guys, oh my goodness, I hate this new AI thing. I really do. I don't know enough to talk about her. So, Skittles and Carrie, if you would like to come up, you will have the floor.
Good morning. I only have a few minutes,
Okay, go
but I
ahead.
had to make sure I came in and spoke on her. So
Thank
we
you.
have to give credit where credit is due for finding this one to my beautiful, amazing, terrible decisions. I do believe she was the one that spotted her. She is a classic gift beggar. If you go through her previous live streams, she sits there. My gift goal is this. I can't wait to get a universe. I was introduced to her through Sunshine. Sunshine had summoned me to try to explain to her who JPaul was and what awareness was. Obviously, that didn't work. Good morning, Sunny. Hi. Um, so we had I had a conversation with her ex-wife, who you'll always hear in the backgrounds of her live streams, because a lot of people are getting fed up with her constantly begging for gifts from an old man who is currently withering away from cancer.
The just one?
Yeah, the Jess. During that interaction, we called her out. She proceeded to call this man and wake him up from a sleep, get him so riled up to the fact that he was donating hundreds of dollars worth of gifts.
What?
Yeah, so we dropped down. She calls that she won. What really happened was we dropped down because the man was about to have a heart attack. So after that, I spoke. Her ex-wife came up on panel with me. Fuck it, Dr. Dre, Sunshine was there, and I believe
Wait, the
Jeff was
woman
there.
she lives with now?
Yes, we
Okay.
tried to have a conversation with her. We were like, "Look, if you start battling and quit asking for gifts, we'll leave you alone." And she was doing that until yesterday. She did put his. She doxed his phone number. Yes, I know that Carrie is waiting to come up, so I won't be too long. But I quit covering her for a time being to give her that opportunity to grow. People make us out to be these huge bullies, but in fact, we just don't want you begging on TikTok for money. That's all that we want. If you don't do it, we're going to leave you alone. Her ad is chemically underscore imbalanced one. But if you type Amanda Lawson in the chat, you'll find her.
Oh, I was gonna say that. You'll find it. Just
You'll
type in
find
Amanda
her.
Lawson.
So she sits there. Her main goal is to be famous on TikTok, wherein here comes the debate of famous versus infamous. She gets more than 20. Jess did not quit her. Jess was very much in there last night with her gifting her. It's a sad situation. The more attention you bring to it, the more she's going to school too. Yes, she's going to school to be a drug and alcohol counselor. Swear she's sober. I digress. I don't have anybody's medical records. I don't think she is, but then again, that's my opinion, and that's all I can say about that. We spoke with my wifey over a period of time. I talked to Sunshine this morning. Nothing has changed. She's still begging Jess for gifts on battling. She's still trying to get him. No, we don't know that. She could just be that kind of person, but I digress again. Um, she's one to watch, guys. She really is. They don't understand that taking these people's money is going to affect the benefits they receive. And I was very, very clear when I told that to wifey, if you guys receive any form of benefits, you're going to lose them. Well, these are just gifts. No, it's income. But you have to
Correct.
let people learn. I'm going to continue streaming her next week. I'm giving her one more week because I'm a person of my word. And if I see growth, I'll leave you alone. But from what I saw last night, Nothing's changed. The haters are still out to get her. We still have no proof that she's doing anything wrong. There is no elder abuse. Okay.
But this is the thing. When he told her, I saw a clip where he was like, he was done. And she was like, "Do you need me to change my gift goal?" And people were like, "He said he was done." And she ignored all of that. "You need me to change my gift goal?"
I
Like,
have her
what?
live. I have all of her lives. I'll have to go back and make that my thing this morning to look through because I had honored my promise and I left her alone for a week to give her a week to grow. Because like I said, we're not bullies. And Tim, one thing while I'm here before I drop down, Tim, I know you're watching. Dee Dee didn't make us quit anything. We did it before that because we wanted to, because we realized that it was wrong. But I have the
Right.
utmost respect for Dee Dee, 100%. And I'm glad that she was able to come in there and see that we had decided to take things down and grow from, because it wasn't right at the end of the day. Whatever. I have my
Listen,
feelings on
people
it,
could
but
take my advice or not
I,
take it.
I took
They
your
could
advice
be
because it was the right thing to do.
right.
Personal
But that's
feelings
the thing.
aside,
Y'all stand on the right side of the street.
exactly. But he likes to think that Dee Dee has all of us on little leashes and that she can
What?
pull. Yeah, that's what he seems to think, that you're the ringleader and you can pull the leash and we'll pull back. I
Oh
digress.
well. Anybody
I
who thinks that has lost it, because all I do is give advice, and people can do what they want.
And you know what? You were respected. That is the whole point in this, is the fact that you are highly respected in this community. But you
Well,
guys,
not to some
please,
people.
well,
Anyway,
like I said, everybody's got their opinions and I digress. I think you're amazing.
thank you,
So,
thank you. I think you
well,
guys are
thank you.
amazing
I think
too.
you guys are all amazing too. But yeah, please watch her. I'm going to give her a week more. And if she doesn't change, the gloves are off. I'm going back to doing what I was doing before. But I hope each and every one of you have a beautiful day. I'm going to
You
go back to
too.
work and I'm going to go make my money the proper way and not beg on TikTok for money. I love
You have
all
a
of you.
wonderful day in the
You
beginning to your week.
too. Bye.
Thank you, thank you. Bye bye. Carrie, are you still here? She might have went to go stream somebody. Oh, I was watching Jeff. I was preparing for this morning, but I was watching. Jeff, would are you still here? Cause he comes in and out so much. Is he still here? Cause I'd love him to give a recap for Jordan. Yes, please come up so I can change this photo. We might not be feeling it in the same way, but everybody's food has gone up. Everybody's gas and oil. Down here in Florida, our HOAs are out of control. Off of a building that collapsed that wasn't being taken care of. And so now every HOA is like, we're going to take this opportunity to increase the money. I saw where an HOA somewhere down here sent $23,000 bills to everybody recently. So you're already paying it, and then you get a bill for $23,000? What are they building another pool? For everybody in the neighborhood. So I'm sorry, your need to eat out isn't my problem. So, girl, if you think we're making you famous, you have a misunderstanding. Go look up the word infamous. Please do. And understand that when people have watched my videos and they come see you, they're not coming to see you to give you money. As I'll get to her in a second. But this takes me to this one. First of all, And all you have to do is type in Maggie Foster AI. It is one of the funniest things I think I've seen on TikTok in a long time. She literally starts going off on an AI. Oh yes, please. I changed the photo. Tap until you feel the heart's tail, then take a break. That helps people not be able to mess with us. So every time I change a photo, if you like the live until you feel the heart's tail, we'll be good. But I see y'all are tapping, so thank you, thank you. So she starts talking to this AI about Paris. Because I've only seen clips. I haven't seen the whole thing. And she feels like it's not listening to her. And then at one point, she started saying, I missed you too. She started talking about how she wanted it to send in. Y'all, please write this down. Look up Maggie Foster AI. It is the funniest thing ever. And people were literally in the comments like, is she arguing with a computer? Yo, it's hilarious. But then, not to outdo Maggie, like Maggie will absolutely outdo herself. She was live, literally calling the people in her chat MFers, hoes, and telling them to send in so she could get her food. And then she was going to need more money when she got home. When I tell you, I was like, if I had been a supporter of hers, that would have stopped me immediately. Hey, Cat Daddy. How you doing this morning? How's wifey? Somebody ready to talk to me about Kristina's shenanigans? Because I've been missing it. She's sleeping? Okay. She gonna have to start getting up in the morning with me. That's okay. I'll come over there later. So, she mute you as soon as you... Listen. She eventually blocked me. For a while, she was cool with me being there. How do you feel like you get to talk to people that way and that you're not going to turn people off? We remember Maggie used to have 200, 300, 400 people in her live. Easy. And now it's 100 or less. It's disgusting. But when you have that kind of attitude, it's not going to last. And she's only nice when they tell her to be nice or when she's getting money. Other than that, she gets mean and nasty. And what used to be a little funny and cute isn't funny and cute anymore. So you keep doing you, Maggie, please. Because eventually the money's gonna run out. And what I hope is that you appreciate all of the memories people have given you, because you've been flying all over the place, being at all kind of events. Excuse me, sorry. I have not drank enough coffee this morning. That was my first sip. She needs to call JD. So, but do I really believe that she's going to appreciate it? No. She's just going to be mad that she can't do it anymore. That's it. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Who's next? Okay, I'm sorry. Who's homeless? Oh, you're talking about JPaul. Good morning.
Morning, dear.
How are you?
Busy already. First, just possibly found another one to put
Oh.
out for awareness. Gotta love it.
Right. One goes away, another one comes.
Yep. Jordan Paul. Interesting live last night, I would per se. Um, she's got a lot of enablers and supporters. And her fact that she goes and resets all the time does bring in new viewers for her, but at the same time, it brings in all the old ones back in.
Hmm.
Um, there's a lot. I still have a lot. And it's sad. It's a constant everyday thing for her. She can't even go one Sunday without begging for other people's money. And the fact that it changes day to day to day to day makes me wonder if she's not getting this money on the back end. She almost has to, because you
Oh
don't go
yeah, for
one day at
sure.
$98 and then the next day, oh yeah, I only need $60. So it's a constant.
She's
Um,
definitely getting money on the back end.
oh yeah, and every time her face lights up and you hear a screenshot taken, that's another person that's going to get taken advantage of. Do I think that she's taking screenshots of the individuals that are bullying? Possibly, but at the same time, like Mexican Homie said yesterday, there is no lawyer. There is no legal aid. She's running this show like Colton Lexus was running that fake police report. You
Right.
know, she's doing that to scare people, but what she doesn't understand is that it's not scaring anybody.
At all.
She has no money, no finances for legal assistance, for lawyers or anything like that of any such. And to the fact that she's lied so much that she even believes her own lies. She's not going to school. I can tell you that right now, because when is she going to find time to go to school?
Right.
Um,
Do we think the job is real? Because
no,
my comment was, how come she always manages to not be to work until after she gets the money?
right. That's why I don't feel that her job is real. And even if she did go into training, we'll say, okay, she said that she has to be at work by noon. Well, then why are you still live on by 12:30, Jordan?
Right.
You know, you're lying about that. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, the fact with the dogs. You know, it's better to tell the truth, but here's the thing, the reason she's saying dogs is because she still wants people to believe that she has two dogs, when in fact she only has one.
Right.
and
She
and
could
she
explain that
she
easily.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is that it's one lie built on another lie built on another lie, and it adds up into the point where the tower of lies will fall down.
Yeah.
And you know, if her supporters and enablers want to keep believing her, that's fine. But like I put out last night, and excuse the language, shit's gonna get real. Shit's gonna get expensive. And if you
Yeah.
want to turn around and keep giving up your hard earned money, that's fine. But I don't want to hear it in the long run. I mean, like I said, I just found another one. I offered her resources. Her response was, resources are not going to help me. Resources aren't going to help me. Okay, well, good luck then. Sucks to be you.
Right.
I just watched Lala sit there and put blame on everybody else.
Yes.
And I'm like, and she's sitting there, turning around, going down that path of, well, you shouldn't be screen recording. Well, then maybe you shouldn't be on here begging for money.
Right. And this is the thing with Lala. I have avoided talking about her because I legit thought she was in like a quandary. She has the ex who's like very, very sick. She has a minor that is too young to go to school. And he can't really take care of her. So
Right.
I have like laid off. Like I've watched her, but when she got the job supposedly, and then got the email or the text message or whatever that said her positive background check is why they don't want to move forward, and then she tried to blame us for
Yep.
that.
Yep.
I was like, too far, Lala. You might make it on the grid now, because the reality is they probably said to her, if you can start, it would be our next whatever, which is Monday, but you still have to pass the background check.
Yep.
And now that they have so many people looking for jobs, it's easy for them to cut you out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was HR, if if I had 20 qualified people, I started looking for things like mistakes in the resume, or how many jobs they've changed in the last 2 years. Like, you start looking for things to disqualify people so you can get it down to 5. You're not going to interview 20 when everybody's qualified.
Well,
So then if it's the background check, we
that's
don't
just
need you.
that's just like Viola said. Jordan's sitting there in her live saying that she doesn't know when she's going to get paid. That's normally the first question you want to ask between when am I getting paid and when do the benefits kick in?
Right. Exactly.
And that's the thing that doesn't make any sense is, you being a person of interest of what you do on this app and take from other people, and yet you're sitting there not wondering, gee, when is my first paycheck? But then she goes right back to saying that once she's done with this job, she's going to move on to the next job.
That's
And
never going to
and
work out.
yeah. And then she's going to have that big gap again of no money. So what is she going to do? She's going to take other people's money.
Hey, I just real quick, I wanted to say, she, I don't want to say this just in case she's listening, but I message a lot of people in there that, that seem to like they're going to be giving her money, and I'm nice about it. So, and I have, like, just yesterday, I stopped 3 people from sending Jordan money. I wanted to say, like, if you're going to message people to warn them, I found it in my experience to be nice about it. Like, if you're just rude and say, hey, don't send her money, or don't, so, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, but
No, I say it all the time. So I agree with you 110%.
but yesterday I stopped 3 different people and they all thanked me. This is just one of the examples, from sending her money. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't care. I finally got unblocked on my main, and I know my name was way down there. So, because I got blocked like 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But
He's running out of blocks.
Yep. I might get blocked now, but I don't care. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I message people if I think that they're going to be sending her money, and I do it. I say, I do it respectfully. I don't say it mean. And yeah, like, this person didn't know. She was like, "Oh, she's asked for help before today," and I'm like, "Yeah, look her up," and that's been very effective for me. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share.
Oh no, I appreciate you sharing it, because you are beating the same drum I do. Being mean will only cause somebody to want to give money just because they want to, like, oh, you telling me not to, I'm gonna send it anyway.
Yeah,
It's
they do it
always
out
a
of
way to be
spite.
nice.
Yeah,
Right.
their attitude's like, "Oh, it's my money. Don't tell me what to do." But if you just be nice to them and treat them with respect, there's a chance that they might take 10 seconds to actually look them up.
Right.
And
Exactly.
when the Penny Fairy was live yesterday streaming her, so I was like, "Hey, come to the Penny Fairy's live," because he got a lot of good information on her, and I don't know. I just tried to steer him that way, I guess.
Well, no, I appreciate you doing so. And this is why I always say that it's a community of people. We all do it a little bit differently, but as long as we have the same concerted effort, we can reach people that like maybe they wouldn't have wanted to hear it from my account, but hearing it from yours makes the difference. So keep doing what you're doing.
And
Good morning, Tim. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just want to say one thing. If I get blocked, I get blocked. I was already blocked for like 5 years. So, but I think it's effective too that, a real account, because you know how Jordan always says, oh, they're fake accounts, all the fake
Right.
accounts. I find it effective if it's a real account actually messaging them, people. And that's just my opinion. Because, like Jordan always says, oh, it's a fake account, it's a fake account. So,
Yeah, Sherry is great at that. Because
yeah.
Sherry is a real account. And when
Mhm.
Sherry goes in, they get to see her. Well, let me tell you something, Sherry. You threw me off, baby. You threw me off the other day when you changed your photo. But yeah, they can see it's a real account.
Yep. Yeah. Sherry does amazing. I agree. But, all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Tammy?
I just have a really quick question for All for One. As of the last 2 days of watching her, what kind of fraud is it that she's committing during the live when she's using somebody else's CA live on the stream?
When you're utilizing somebody else's Cash App, that is considered wire transfer fraud.
Okay.
That's not her Cash App. Cash App wants the original owners to have their own Cash App. It could also be considered money muling, money laundering. It falls in under the same type of definition. It's, money laundering, wire fraud. You could find both in the description itself. If I was her, and yes, I do have that person's Cash App, I wouldn't be letting her use it anymore, because once you lose it, it's almost next to near impossible to get a new one.
Correct.
Well, one of them she's not letting her use because she got ripped off by it. But that was actually quite entertaining. Somebody sent the girl the money to send to her, and she kept it.
Yeah, I remember that.
But the other one that's in there is also using hers to get from people in the live and send to her.
Which one would that
more
be?
than one. Cherish.
Oh, Cherish. Well, that's interesting, because I just got a message about Cherish.
That day that one ripped her off, she was also offering hers.
That's interesting.
So that's why I knew it was some kind of fraud, but I wanted to know specifically what kind of fraud.
Right.
Which obviously, the one Cash App that we did get, I obviously reported and had my kids report and whatnot. But I was just curious as to what fraud it was actually occurring.
Right.
But
and
to
yes,
do
you
that,
are correct in the chat. Julie is Tyndall is the name that she's using most common. But like I said, I just got information on Cherish, and DD, I'm going to send it over to you to take a look at.
Okay.
I'll send a screenshot of it to you, because I think it's something that you should look into, or at least keep in the back of your mind as well. Look, her urgency yesterday wasn't squat. She wasn't bawling. She wasn't crying. She wasn't hysterical. I mean, come on now, Jordan. I mean, what is it? You're going to get kicked out at 11? Or is it that you're going to get kicked out at 12? Or is it that you just set your own times that you feel? She puts the urgency. Yeah, she puts the urgency on her chat. And then the fact that she has the fake jobs, she has no job. She does that to connect with her chat. I put that out in a screenshot in one of my last lives. And it shows how she connects. Notice how she sits for 45 minutes to an hour and talks to her chat. Well, that's her way of connecting with her chat. And yeah, and I said it last night. No food, no dog food, no hygiene products, nothing. Where are you coming up with that money, Jordan?
Right.
That's the biggest, and that's a question. Those are questions that her chat should be asking her, but they're not.
And the way she fake cries on cue is just mind blowing to me.
Oh, listen to what I
Like,
wrote down. She was all of a sudden it was, oh fuck, they're about to knock, and then, but we don't hear a single thing.
Right.
Then it's the fake accounts. So then, and so she's like, I have to remain vigilant because of the fake accounts. And
who
then
was it?
now
Who?
the next one is now someone is coming, but again, we didn't hear a single thing. And
who
then instead of focusing on the positive comments, it is always the negative comments. She
yep.
had like, who's the fake accounts? Is that what you're gonna ask, Tammy?
No. I was going to ask who was it that was in her live yesterday that kept saying bingo? Because that was funny as hell.
Oh, I don't know.
Mm. Oh, and
But
yeah,
this
let's
is the
talk
other
about the
thing,
fake
though.
knocking too, Dee Dee.
You think it's her?
Oh, yeah, I know it's her. 2 days ago, that was
Or whoever
obvious
it
that
is
it was
that's in her
not
room with
somebody
her.
at the door.
Let me tell you something. This is my final thing, and we have seen this multiple times. Why is it that they're getting ready to knock and she doesn't have the money, but she hasn't packed a single thing?
Well, she claims that her stuff is already packed,
Be
according
for
to
real.
her.
Be for real. She would at least have to get the dog stuff together. She'd have to get her toiletries. She doesn't even move. Everything isn't packed. I don't if you've been staying in a hotel that long, it's just like the day that she was actually outside because she needed to prove something to people after a while. Where was her stuff? Because I remember when her stuff got put out of that man's of that woman's apartment, her friends, she showed us her stuff outside.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't show us your bags? She's lying about it being packed. There's no way.
Somebody stated about her room being paid in advance. I believe that it is at least 1 day in advance. Now, I've seen a video where they said that her room has been paid up until April 3rd, but yet those are no actual true receipts. We can't go buy something and we can't fact check.
Right.
So, but the fact that, the other things that she's got to fall on, where's the dog crate? If you got to be in a work, that dog unfortunately has to be in a crate at all times. You can't turn around and just have a dog roam in your hotel room.
Nope.
And I did get a recording. Somebody sent it to me, and it was just a recent recording. I think it was within the past week. She's talking to somebody in the room. She responds to that male voice in that room.
Yeah.
And I've got to clean that video footage up so I can make sure I can hear it correctly. But you can tell that it is actually a male that was in that room.
Hey,
So,
Truth,
I
did you mean to come up?
Yes, I have screenshots of Amanda May over in Jordan's live telling
Oh wait, hold
Kimberly.
on. Gigi didn't mean to come up. Let's drop her. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Truth.
Okay, I have screenshots of Amanda May telling Kimberly, if you want to send it to my Cash App, I can send it right to Jordan. She knows me.
Who
And
is that?
Jordan Paul's live, Amanda May.
Amanda May.
yeah.
Yes, Amanda May comes into awareness. And
Yep.
when Lori was live, was it not yesterday, the day before, I noticed Amanda May was in Lori's live, so I typed in the comments, and she said she's never done anything like that. Well, I have the screenshots. And then we invited her to the up in a box, and she wouldn't come back to the live.
Oh.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so I've got all the screenshots, and I don't think, because it says that uh, between Karish and Kimberly, they try to get the money back, and they haven't gotten it back yet.
From Jordan?
No, from Amanda May, because Amanda May was
Oh,
using her Cash App
oh,
to
they were
help
trying to get the
Lori.
$15 back.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness,
Amanda
this
May
girl
was
has gotten thousands, and y'all is worried about $15.
so Amanda May scammed a scammer. So Amanda took money. Yeah, it's a big cluster. So I guess Kimberly was on it too, and Cherish. I'll post the screenshots in a little bit on my page. But yeah, so but it's weird that Amanda. I've seen her in awareness. Yeah, the scammer got scammed. I've seen Amanda in awareness, and when I asked her, she said she's never done anything like that. Yeah, Lori and Lori, we all, well, I didn't because I'm not friends with Amanda, but people shared it and invited her to the live. She would not come to the live.
Of course not. Of course not. Good morning, Kathleen.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, okay, thank you. You don't have to go.
Oh, I'll
Kathleen,
be
did
back.
you mean to come up? Okay, I don't think so. I think they're hitting to hit the live, and they're okay. No more people. So yeah, y'all. I mean, I stopped talking about Jordan for a while because for me it was watch, rinse, repeat. But she's gotten out of control. Like, when is enough going to be enough? And what I don't understand is why. And I know that there are oldies and goodies, but there have to be new people because people don't have money to keep her in her current set of circumstances for this long. It has literally been 5 years. And how, people figure it out, they drop off, and as they drop off, new people show up. But you know that there's somebody, some child in their neighborhood that could use the money. So why they send it to somebody? Because it's parasocial relationships. They get to be whoever they want on the internet. People who are shut in, don't have friends, don't go anywhere. They know Jordan's going to be there every day. They can be kind to her. She'll be so appreciative. That's all they're looking for. But they're putting it in the wrong places. Don't get me started on Glory. Please don't get me started on Glory.
Hey, Dee Dee, before I drop, I want to turn around and thank you first off for allowing me to come up into a box. And second
You
of
know,
all, the real question that the chat has to ask themselves is, and this goes for any beggar, since when is it our responsibility to take care of grown ass adults,
exactly.
monetarily wise? And don't forget, Easter's coming up this weekend, everybody. Spend your money on your kids, your grandkids, your family. Have a nice dinner. Don't spend it on somebody that's not going to give it back to you. And that goes for any beggar. They won't give you a dime of their own hard-earned money. Well, begged money. And for
Absolutely.
that, Dee Dee, thanks for allowing me up there.
Thank you. I had somebody else watching your live, and they thoroughly enjoyed you. It was the first time.
Well, it's going to happen more often. And that's the other thing that I did want to point out, too. If you are able to stream JPaul in her chat, do it. I suggest it. You don't have to say anything. Just put her out there for everyone to see. But the other thing is, too, is watch for the enablers. Get their pictures. Get their screenshots. They don't like being put out there on the
Oh
spot.
no. Oh no.
So, but I would suggest that. I would recommend that. And that's how you can grow your own pages. But for that, Dee Dee, thank you very much, dear. You have a
Thank you,
great
sir.
Monday.
You
You all
too.
take care.
You too. So let's see. I told y'all the grid wasn't going to make any sense today, and I'm sorry. An update on Zim, if you guys don't know, she was handed a 3-day notice to vacate the premises. She has a lease that has her there until August. Of course, she wants to stay until July. We'll see what happens. But I want to say this. because she goes from being upset. Mind you, a family member of her died and she tried to create a GoFundMe based on it. Like, girl, what are we doing? They don't need your money. But anyway, she goes from happy, upset to I'm going to give y'all advice. Nobody wants your advice because nobody wants to be your age with that many children with nothing to show for it. So please stop giving people advice. You still are in the advice needing stage. But anyway, what kills me is when she pops her collar, because she decided in popping her collar to give us all the reasons or all of her funds, her streams of income. I'm sorry, it took me forever to get there. She literally was like, we got this, and then she added begging in the middle of all of that. Girl, that's not a stream of income, my dear. But I just want to say that was one of like 6. So now that the people in her chat know that she has other income, why are y'all sending her money? And she's like, y'all gonna have to take me to court. Girl, so now you want an eviction on your Section 8? Huh? If I'm not correct, don't you lose your Section 8 if you get evicted? Does anybody know? Correct. That's what I thought. So you keep playing games and thinking that the people on here is going to take care of you regardless. When they can't pay their rent, trust me, you're not going to come first. Oh, here he goes. Hello, White Sox. Where you been? He's trying to figure out where he's going to go next. The entitlement is out of control. And she got mad because she complimented the woman's shoes and the woman still gave her the 3-day notice. Girl. Hello, White Sox. What do you want? Can you move, please? Come on, buddy. Come on. You can't be on the notebook. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go to... I'm sorry, y'all. I've been gone a long time. Please stop trying to knock over the phone, buddy. What grown woman goes into Burger King and asks for the crown? Like, oh, well, can somebody look up the state of California? She's in the state of California. She may be evicted for that. Again, everything isn't meant for social media. I don't understand why people feel like because they do it on their private page that it's not public for everybody to know. Yeah, it is White Sox show now. He's about to get his stat because he laid next to Kira and she's asleep. When she wakes up, he's going to be gone. She does not play that. Minnesota has a 3-strike rule. What? But y'all let people get kicked off and brought right back on. So Minnesota, people who can take it need to move to Minnesota because that wasn't how it was in Connecticut. I can promise you. You got an eviction, you were out. Because you got to remember, they're paying the majority of it. For that big behind house, wasn't she paying less than $300 of the rent? Right. That's who I was thinking of. Kimberly Peters. She would get kicked off, do all kinds of mess, and get right back on. Like, New Hampshire, yo. So she goes live in Burger King to eat with her supporters. Now, let me be clear about something. She goes live just about every time she eats. And she's like, thank you for having lunch with me. Like, and this time she decided to eat in the restaurant. And these were her words. She was like, I didn't want to eat in the car today because I am awake, asleep, eat, and shit in the car. Her words, not mine. You are what in the car? Say what? But you know, she was upset because her birthday is coming up. And of course, so is her mister's, the one locked up for the next 2 years. And y'all could start giving her birthday money early. She wants to either get her hair done and her nails done or get a hotel room. Now, at first I thought the hotel room was like, okay, that makes sense. She's staying in the car. No, she's not. She is right back at her mama house. So did they really kick you out? Was all of that you getting kicked out? Because you are right back at your mama's house. And she gets off on blocking people because she believes that the people that are in there are going to continue to fund her. She literally gets a kick out of kicking people out, as if that would matter to me. Block me as much as you'd like. She has not grown up. She acts like a child all day, every day. Please, I would love for more people to watch Auntie Rita. Watch from the outside, though. Right. It is all about the Benjamins. How many times do you have? And at one point, she got a phone notification, and she's like, one of y'all sent me a cash app? And then when it wasn't, she started to question them. Like, what are y'all doing? Girl, you are now working for your own money. You don't understand the value of that? It's one thing when you don't work, because then you don't care how you get it. But you are now working. Oh, and they know that the car is $450 a week. So what? If you decide to be lazy a couple of days, they supposed to pay the difference so you could keep the car? Mind you, I believe she gets disability. So keep playing. Keep playing. Mind you, she paid for a content class she hasn't been going to. And she was like, I gotta post 25 videos. Was that her? I need to post 25 videos to get. No, that was Chungus. That was Rachel. Because she didn't post for a few days. So she thought that was the reason why her numbers were down. No, girl. You done blocked all your blessings. Let's see. Who else did I watch? I don't even remember her first name. I have it somewhere, but I just had to come tell y'all. This one went live begging for another car, $450 a week for the rental car she has. $450 a week. Portia, thank you. She is now begging for $1,500 for another car. And she literally was like, if three of y'all send 500, I'm good. Girl, what? But she needs the car to get a job. What did people do when they don't have cars and they still go to work? Really, Berries? I would love you to send it to me. Now, I would be. Wait, let me see. Oh, wait. Did you see her account is gone again? I know there'll be a third. There'll be a third account. But her account is gone. Right. We did what we had to do. Let's see. I did him, did her. Oh, this one claims that her entire check got taken because of a skimmer at a store. And it has happened to people. But your entire check is gone and you only need $20? You only need $20 and so what was your check? 25? Like, make it make sense. And the thing she said she needed, I'm like, you feeding your dog food out the dollar store. Because she wanted dog food. And she didn't say toilet paper this time. She said milk and like some other things. And I'm like, you can't even get all of that out of Walmart for $20 now. I was like, you giving the dog $1.25 dog food. Like, what are we doing? Mind you, the dog needs a brush like never before. You can get one of them out the dollar store too, ma'am, while we're doing it. But that's why her stories don't even make sense. You lost your entire check. Mind you, if we are to believe her, remember, they're not paying rent or utilities. Remember the rich man with all the houses was letting them move in for free and she didn't have to pay for nothing? I did not. Who has that recording? Oh, yo, and when he calls her a liar in the background, I'm cracking up. Oh my God, I don't even know how the two of them were still together unless it's all an act for the chat. I don't know. But they be cursing each other out and it cracks me up. Like, who wants to do that in the public? Yeah, it's always $20. You lost your whole check, but you only need $20. Right, Berries. It's hilarious to me. Okay, let's see who else. I hear this fool is back, begging for money for his kids. Same story. I agree with you, Sherry. They do fight like David and Becky, but Becky knows her place in that household. Julie does not. Julie gives it right back. This one is back, so don't leave him off your bingo card just because he went away for a little while. He's still begging. Who else? Oh, she's back to begging. I knew she would be when I saw her back. She is back to begging for stuff. And I thought her man was locked up. I was wrong. He's not. He's right there helping her beg. They are right back to begging. Okay. I thought for a split second that Karla had found her way. Because she was gone for like a month and a half. I don't know why I have more faith in these people than they have in themselves. But I got to talk about it because she is back fully back. Like going live every day, several times a day again. So the reason why she went away was because she was getting taken care of by two men, I believe. Because she even said that the Lord suggested to her that she walk away from all of the females that she had become friendly with. And he told you to be with the man? Like, I'm sorry, the Bible that I read, I've never seen him say, leave all the women. Leave all the women alone and stick with the man. Now I know a pimp to say that. A pimp is like, get the money from the men, the women don't pay as much. But God, I don't know. She came back looking a hot mess. Hair not done, just looking a mess. And why is she back? Because she needs money again. I guess the two men that have been funding her aren't funding her anymore. And she is right back to it. That she follows God. This is her ministry. And she doesn't know what God is going to do to her or for her. But she just follows him. I ain't never seen God actually bless somebody into nothing. Never in my life. Why is he constantly creating a scenario where you have to rely on other people? Now, when you end up there, you absolutely have faith in God that he can take you out of it. But not solely on the backs of other people for 3 years. 3 years? You might need to reevaluate the God that you're serving, because the God that I serve doesn't do that. Sherry, listen, we are absolutely in the wrong business. But I wouldn't be able to keep it together. I certainly wouldn't be able to turn it and make it God. I couldn't. Because for me, that's sacrilege. What do you mean? Mind you, guess where she is now? She is right back in Nashville, Tennessee. And let me tell you why I'm really willing to say that. Because she has had people flying her all over the country. She has said that God didn't want her in Nashville because it is not a spiritual city to be in. That he literally is leading her around. And people have been giving her money, flying her place to place, just for her to end up back in Nashville. I wonder if one of the men that was taking care of her before was in Nashville, so she had to go back. Because what do you mean you're back in Nashville? And before, she wouldn't tell anybody where she was, and now she's just willy-nilly saying Nashville. And you can't pretend like you don't know what to do in Nashville, because that's where you've been living. Jim Jones. Oh, Donnelly, I didn't see it, but I'm sorry for your loss as well. Let me just take a minute to say to everybody that's here, thank you very much for being here. I know that I said that last week was all about March Madness, but it wasn't. My mother passed away I'm sorry, my ex-husband passed away on March the 27th. My mom passed away on March the 29th, which happened to also be my dad's birthday. So it was a very rough week. But I put my comeback down to you guys because I would have stayed in the bed watching movies, eating junk. But I couldn't. I had to pull myself out of it because I knew I needed to come back. So I understand everybody's feeling around loss. I feel it too. But you guys give me the motivation to get off my tail and get it done. So I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate the sorries and the condolences. But I try to keep it a buck with y'all. And I realized that I wasn't. That I was making it a don't get me wrong. This March Madness has been phenomenal. Phenomenal. But that's what was keeping me from watching the scammers as intently as I do and all of that. But after last night's game with UConn, I can already tell you I probably won't be live Friday morning. But I'll get into that Wednesday. Let's see. She has health insurance, but she doesn't have enough to cover the co-pays, and she wants to get lab work. Get a job. Now she's back to being sick. That 2025 took her out. And that the Holy Spirit wanted her to be still. So that's what she did. Did the Holy Spirit pay for the hotel rooms, or did an individual pay for it? It's always back to God wanted her to. The Holy Spirit told her. Well, guess where she ended up? And she was still saying it was God. So she was leaving her hotel looking for a donation, of course. And what she normally does is she goes and she sits in the lobby, and eventually she starts to cry, like they all do. But again, if your faith is in God, why are you crying? And after she gets the money, she'll be like, see guys, my faith got weak for a little while, but God always comes through. At this point, why are you crying? Because God always comes through, right? But she said that there were police officers outside of her room. She goes down to the lobby, and the manager comes up to her and says, you can't stay here. Because according to her, the police were coming back, so she couldn't be in the lobby. And that was God's way of protecting her. Girl, if it was a shooting, it happened the night before. What was God protecting you from? God should have never let you stay there if you was at risk. It happened the night before. What are we doing? So then she's like, I have $13. She spent $7 of it getting an Uber to Target. Now, I gotta say this part. She said to us like the day before that she had gotten rid of all of her stuff. And I literally wrote down to be facetious, but I bet you still have that air purifier. So what did she say? She was down to 2 shirts, 2 pair of pants, 4 pair of socks. Why would you get rid of all of your stuff? Why? So she gets to Target, she puts her stuff in the bag, and she has a backpack. Was one of those bags full of your supplements? Why would you get rid of all of your stuff? Because I remember her saying that she brought a big luggage, as she refers to it, a big luggage when she was leaving Nashville the last time. So what happened to your stuff? So she's sitting in the Target. She finally sits down and she's like, I can't go anywhere else because any other store would notice me and they don't have a cart. Well, of course, lo and behold, God came through after some hours, right? And guess who it was? It was a female who she stopped talking to. Again, why did you take her call? God told you to stop talking to women. So the woman who used to work at a hotel still has her employee discount and paid for her to have a room. Mind you, the girl doesn't work at the hotel anymore. So that's only going to last so long. But this was somebody you stopped speaking to because God told you to stop speaking to her. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is what I wrote down. She has 2 shirts, 2 pants, 1 pair of shoes. Why? God told you to throw everything away? I'm sure she's going to say so. And then she said, by now, she expected her testimony to be that God has brought her out of the circumstances. But she's sad that that's not her testimony. I bet you are sad. Now, I'm not saying God works overnight. But if you have been this faithful servant to God for 3 years and you are still in the circumstances and you believe that your testimonies is your ministry, sorry. Something about this isn't right. And she has been lied every day ever since. She said that God led her to take a break from social media for 2 months. No, the guys paying your bills for the last couple of months is why you were able to take a break. You don't recognize Karla? Well, that's her information. Go watch her. It's interesting. And it is offensive to those of us who do serve the Lord. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm an imperfect person. But I don't play with God either. And in my opinion, she's a charlatan. She is playing with God. Because no matter what the circumstances, God did it. As if she has been completely devoid of any of these choices. But it's just to get people who are spiritually minded to believe her story. Because it makes their story feel better. Well, God must still be working on me if he's still working with her. I don't play that. And when she went away, I was like, maybe she found a job, found her way, cool. Nope. She's right back. Now, I saw somebody say, so just so y'all know, clearly I'm watching, folks. Just not to the level of detail I usually do. But I've been around. I've just been a little quiet. Kristina has, let me see, a week and a half. She has a week and a half. Why everybody needs to hear your music is beyond me. By the way, I got in somebody's car one time and the music was blaring, and inside the car you could barely hear it. What is the point of that? Anyway, she has until the 9th to vacate. And she has been doing everything in her power to find a way to not have to vacate. Now, TikTok president posted her arrest video, and I have to say, I found some glee in that because I believe that her goal is always to wreck everything around herself. So then she becomes the victim, and now everybody has to take care of her. Now we know she was abusing many, many substances and probably still is. And then I heard her say she wanted to do a recovery page. How anybody could sit there with her and seriously want to have a recovery page with her blows my mind. Mind you, there are plenty of recovery pages that are legitimate. But y'all want to have one with her? It's like you want to be a part of a recovery page that will put up with your relapse. That would be like, okay, everybody relapses, don't worry about it. Because why would you really want to have a recovery page with someone who isn't sober? Right, Berries? She admitted it that she wasn't sober. But y'all want to have she's like, we should have a recovery page. Seriously? And y'all are saying, right, you're right. Oh, hey, Carrie. Do you first before we go backwards? Have you been watching Kristina? Because if anybody's been watching Kristina and can give more detail on her, I would appreciate it. Because I've only watched her a little bit. Come on up, baby.
Hi.
Hi. Good morning.
Yes, I've been watching her and streaming her every time she gets on. Apparently there's an older gentleman that has cancer now that's
Oh,
coming over to what she calls her apartment, cleaning it for her, bringing her food, and she had a knock on the door yesterday, and she goes, I got a knock on the door, let me see who it is, laughing, and it was him, and he was flirting with her hardcore, and she was like, yeah, it's hard to reach me on the phone. They was giggling back and forth. And he's like, can I come in the room with you? And she goes, no. And he goes, I want to come in the room with you. And then she ended it live. It was really weird.
now is that who's been calling her, or do we think is
Oh, it's Caden calling her because she kept going, Caden's calling me. He's getting on my nerves. Okay, well, you put the money on his phone. We're not dumb.
right?
Secondly, she answered the call and he goes, hey, and I heard his voice. It's Caden. Also, she says she's going to make an exposing page on me for what?
Girl, you have enough going on.
Right. I was like, I'll make it for you. Yep. Because I had snitches going over there and they said, Carrie's streaming you. She's like, well, I'm going to make an exposing page on her.
Yeah, she's an opportunist. What she did the other day, I makes me not like her even more.
And what I talked to you about in private, like she's still
Right.
going with that. And like I said, that ain't been for a month.
Right. Exactly. She knew exactly what she was doing when she did it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Kaden. Of course, she's never lost contact with Kaden.
Yep.
What?
So when she was begging for money the other day, of course her supporters sent it, and then mysteriously Kaden starts calling again. Well, guess what? You had to put money on the phone in the jail so they could call. So that's what her supporters are spending the money on.
And I guess they're happy they're not buying the food. But what y'all gonna do on the nights? And then I heard her say something like, I really want to be somewhere where, it's not gonna trigger me because not everybody's good for me. I guarantee you, she gonna be at that man's house.
Right.
I
And then she was
guarantee
talking about
you.
making that recovery page, and then she's taking a shot of alcohol right after.
What?
Yes.
I missed that part because I didn't stay long. I
Yeah.
really didn't.
She sure
Um,
did. She goes, well, everybody's recovery is different. I've been on subs for 10 years. And then here she goes taking a shot.
what?
Yep.
I'm letting whoever up because
Okay.
Babs, did you mean to come up? Babs? Nope. I guess not.
Oh, and also apparently she has a highway job where she flags the cars, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw her in her little outfit. And I was like, did she get that from the Goodwill?
That's
Like,
what I said. Yeah.
wait a minute. Why did it say? I'm gonna take a picture of that because I'm gonna send this to TikTok. It says check my news video with the heart
Oh,
with the
I
lip,
saw that.
and
Yeah.
it says is a rising star in your life. Invite to follow. Like,
Ew.
but that's why this AI thing. And let me just tell you, AI better get reined in, which they never do. They never rein it in before it goes too far.
Right.
I do not cover Jeff Gainey because I can't watch Jeff Gainey. But maybe I'll have a live of all the people I can't follow and then give you guys the platform to tell me about him. Because his whiny voice, I cannot take.
I feel
Well,
you.
thank you. I appreciate it. And all the old ladies in there feeling like he's their grandson. I can't take it. I can't. Right. Wait. Who said that? Who said that? Maya Angelou, for facts.
Yep.
Because you know how, can you imagine somebody out there high waving cars?
Train wreck.
Do I cover Dennis J? Never even heard of Dennis J. Tina, can you send him to me, please? And I heard All for One say that he's coming up with a new person. Well, let me tell you, Scam Slam said the same thing the other day and was showing new people. And y'all know when I come up with a new person, I bring him up to you. It's not getting better, it's actually getting worse. And Cake is one of the worst of them all at this point. Because she feels like it's owed to her at this point. Lisa Davis, you guys do me a favor and send me your ex. By the way, I'm going to say this again for anybody new. If there's a live happening and it's a popular live, like a All for One, a Mexican only, or one of them, don't send it to me. I promise you, I got it. Yeah, Yazzie is scaring me, and she's somebody else I don't even want to bring a lot of attention to, because
Yeah.
she is scaring the crap out of me. Now, I'm not
Same.
saying don't watch her. I'm just saying that I'm afraid we're going to watch her end.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get down. I just wanted to tell you
Okay,
about
honey.
Kristina.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it because you gave me stuff I didn't have.
You're welcome.
Keep doing what you do.
Thank you.
Hold on, wait. Wait, what? Don't watch him. No, I said you can watch Yazzie. I said I just don't want to bring a lot of attention to it because I'm afraid we're gonna see her end. She's gonna get in the wrong car one day. Oh, let's talk about it. So, everybody knows that a few weeks ago, Mexican Homie brought up text messages that were supposed to be between Brownie and another person where the N word was used with the hard ER. Now, I saw that a few weeks ago. And of course, I was distressed by it. And what I said was that this is another proof, another confirmation for me that racism isn't over. I mean, it happens every single day. Like, I'm not a fool. I didn't need her messages to prove that to me, but I was just saying. Well, according to her, so yesterday more things came out. But when he didn't let her in the box, I caught her name because I didn't catch it the first time. And so as he moved on to other things, I decided to go to her box because I think I saw somebody said she was streaming him. Now, let me explain something to y'all, which I know you know. And I'll give a perfect example. Something could have happened 20 years ago. But if you find out about it today, it happened today for you. Give you an example. Your husband comes to you 20 years later and says he cheated on you with somebody and had a baby. Do you look at it and go, honey, that was 20 years ago? Hell no! It happened to you in that moment. In that moment. So when I saw the text messages for the first time, that was my first moment. I didn't know about them before. I didn't even recognize how old it was supposed to be. But for me, racism, whether it happens yesterday or 10 years ago, and I find out about it today, it's today for me. So I decided to have a conversation with Brownie and to simply ask her, was it true? Because there were people coming into his chat saying it wasn't true. So she said it wasn't true, that the person that did it made it up. Now, I have no proof one way or the other. It's the picture and it's her denial. What am I supposed to do with that? Okay. And I said to her, because if it was true, and you were, because this is what she also did. I'm sorry to jump around. She said that something else he showed. Oh, the racist comment about the truck driver. She said that was true. And so my point to her, but people were like, look at how long ago that was. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. My question is, if in fact you said it, but now you're saying you're a better person, well, how do you define being a better person? What have you done since then to be a better person? Because just because you don't say something out loud again doesn't mean that you've evolved. It just means you know better than to say it publicly. That's all that means. You could still be in your house saying it around your family and friends. But I said, if what you said was true, that would be my next question. And initially, I didn't realize that the loudmouth in the corner was Kaylee. Or which Kaylee she was. I figured it out later on. But Brownie and I have the conversation, and for me, it's over. And then Kaylee decides to insert herself and ask me a question about Mexican Homies. Now, while I was still in Mexican Homies Live, there were people over there saying, how come you don't call out your friends? And he said, who are you talking about? And as far as I saw, nobody gave him a specific name. So when I go into his live, into their live or Brownie's live to ask a specific question about a specific thing, for Kaylee to ask me about all of these things. Mind you, I couldn't even catch some of the names that she was talking about because she literally had this list that she ran down and then said, do I still support him? I said several things to Kaylee. For A, why are you asking me? If you think he's done something wrong, go ask him. You're not going to get me in here to ask me about a bunch of things I don't know anything about and get me on the record because it was meant as a gotcha. Let me get her on the record so then I could go back and say, well, whatever. And then she kept implying that like Mexican Homie was my leader and I'm too afraid to say anything. Who am I afraid to say something about? Y'all been with me for a long time. If I have something to say, I'm going to say it. And do I go in and listen to Mexican Homies live? Most of the time. Not all the time. But there isn't a person on this app that could say that they're my leader. The fuck? If I have something to say, I'll say it. But if you want to be so loud with me, go in Mexican Homies live and be loud. Go be loud with his wife. Why are you coming for me? And I kept saying to her, you clearly don't know me. You don't know nothing about my platform. Because if you did, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And then she said something about calling me out. You can only call me out for what I do, baby. You can't call me out for what somebody else does or doesn't do. He's not my boss and I'm not his. But then when I remembered who she was and I remembered all the noise she kicked up over Gabby, I was like, oh, okay. I shouldn't have engaged with her at all. Correct. And then when I was like, I have my own platform. What I was trying to say was I came over here on my own individual agenda. Brownie and I had what I thought to be a very respectful conversation, and I was ready to go. And then she said I was self-promoting because I saw her numbers. Well, my numbers are very similar to the numbers she had. Why do I need clout? Thank you, Granny Annie. Why do I need clout in your life? I don't go to anybody's live for clout. She was like, I can't believe she's in here self-promoting. Girl, let me suggest this. You stay on your side of TikTok, and I'm going to stay on mine. Brownie and I had a respectful conversation. all of that stuff you were talking about with other people, go take it up with them, because it wasn't me. You have your own platform. While you're in Brownie screaming at the top of your lungs about something that had nothing to do with me, I'll never understand. But you do you, Kaylee, and I'm going to continue to do me. I don't need you or Brownie for clout. And on that note, I'm going to leave you guys this morning, because Mr. is coming home early today, and I'm going to enjoy some time with him. So I want you guys to have a wonderful week. I will absolutely be here on Wednesday. I doubt I'll be here on Friday, but I'll be putting the April calendar together between now and Wednesday, so you guys will know. And I take that calendar seriously. I just need to follow it from now on. Everybody, please hug your loved ones, because tomorrow isn't promised. And once they're gone, they're gone. There's no take backs. If you have a problem with somebody that you used to love, go fix it. Go fix it. It's not worth it not to. And please, 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 please do self-care. Because when you do self-care, you don't have to be angry everywhere, all the time, no matter what. And with that, I'm going to leave. Thank you, Miss Coffee. Yes, all my replays are going to be on Digital Deceiver Shadow, all one word, on YouTube, beginning to end. The only thing I take out is when I pause for more than 2 seconds, because I can't stand it. And it takes me a little longer now that I'm doing the chapters, because I have to literally do it to the second in order for me to be able to provide that for you on YouTube. So it does take me a little longer, but I think that that's more important. And with that, I should have changed the photo already. I'm sorry. I always tell myself I'm going to change the photo, and then I don't. And since we're back together, I'm going to play a song that we play at every gathering when we get back together. Echo, play Before I Let Go.
Here's Before I Let Go by Maze featuring Frankie Beverly on Amazon Music.
Everyone have a great day. I'll see you Wednesday morning, or I'll see you in the streets.